where Micron has managed to dominate and survived and become one of the few, well, it's an oligopoly now, is within the memory space, is within DRAM. What is it now that you're doing to differentiate yourself? Because everyone says it's commoditized space, but it's not, right?
Exactly. So we basically develop our memory technology to be industry leaders in both DRAM and NAND flash memory. And we do that to provide a wide flexibility for product portfolio. And we continue to shrink so that we can reduce the cost and increase the density of our memory chips.
And I've just been inside some of your fab here, R&D fab, which is phenomenal. I mean, I got in my bunny suit, I went around to keep it clean, and the machinery that is needed to, just talking about, what is it, sort of 60 or 600 different chemicals, different gases that are needed to produce this tiny piece of wafer. Just talk to us about the intricacies involved in continuing to shrink semiconductors.
Yes, absolutely. It's gotten to be so complex that, it's over thousands of steps, and we basically use almost all of the elements on the periodic table. And, my team takes it from paper studies to, defining the structural dimensions, the physical dimensions, and the electrical requirements to meet the customer requirements for market demands. And it's basically, if you think about building billions of Lego chips, right, and trying to build an Empire State Building out of that, and we do this day in, day out, and virtually defect-free. So it's incredible the innovation that's required to, innovate from the process development standpoint, using new materials and the most advanced tools possible. To basically meet all of the demand that's out there.
Talk to us about that demand. Where indeed is it coming from? I hear a lot about data centers, a lot about autos, but everyone, I feel, there's always a cynical analyst going, this is the same as before, it'll be a boom and then there'll be a bust. But fundamentally, has the demand picture changed to stop that happening?
Actually, if you think about our daily lives, right, without memory, I think life would come to a screeching halt. Memory is in everything we use, and some of the trends show that, besides the data centers and, enterprise storage applications, the advanced automotive applications require AI, requires machine learning, and we basically, have to have enough, faster memory, more density to store all that data. And applying new technologies like 5G and IoT to leverage that data and put more value to it. So we'll always need more edge computing, cloud computing. And if you really want to hit it home, we basically, with the video calls, work from home, all the infotainment that we need memory for, and gaming and even telemedicine, it's you can never have enough memory.
Okay, so you feel the demand picture is very solid. What about, therefore, we had a long discussion about supply chain, the intricacies therein with Sanjay earlier, but what about the talent pipeline to feed that? Because we sit here and see that you're beefing up your infrastructure on the ground. There's talk, of course, about the United States wanting to ensure that people are building more fabs locally. But what about the talent to go in those fabs? Is that being built up enough in the United States?
The talent needs more help from all the way back to all the STEM programs from elementary all the way through high school and higher education. We being good corporate citizens, companies also need to not only provide the funding but also sponsor and provide mentorship programs for these programs that help also underprivileged, people to.
I know that's something that you're very passionate about. Yeah. You didn't have the most obvious route to becoming a senior executive at a huge company based in the United States. Talk to us a little bit about your journey.
Yes, my journey from refugee to VP at Micron Technology is a story of survival, resilience, and really living the American dream. My father, after the Vietnam War ended, my father was imprisoned by the communist government for 10 years. So we had to escape from Vietnam. We tried 3 times and finally survived Thai pirates and harrowing storms to make it to Thailand. lived in a refugee camp, and before we made to the U.S. And in terms of resilience, we started from scratch, held multiple jobs at 6 paper routes, and I don't know how many jobs during high school and college. But we managed to survive and turn setbacks into comebacks. And electrical engineering was really my ticket out of poverty. It started as a practical decision, but along the way, I learned to hone my craft and really find my groove, especially when I started at Micron. And I'm like in the zone when it comes to semiconductor. I lead a very talented team, so I'm very grateful to be where I am today, and for the people that have helped me throughout my career.
A really powerful story. What do the rest of your colleagues and the talented team you have look like? Because I note that Sanjay himself coming from India, you coming from outside of the US, how are you making sure that the talent pool here is so rich, so diverse, and doesn't look like what a lot of people envisage Silicon Valley to look like?
Well, talent attracts talent. So, we have already a talented team here. It's a global team, but we also have a lot of technology development talent here in Boise. We, in order to attract talent, we need to also offer opportunities for growth and leadership, and our innovative prowess, as you probably saw with our patent wall, over 48,500 patents, to date. So we foster an environment with innovation where people strive, and really thrive in terms of their career development.